In the past few years, we have been doing most of our activities online. Everyone was affected, and most especially at school. Most students nowadays, which we call the Gen Z, has been through this online learning. Even though the situations are getting better, we still need to do online learning because of the uncertainties of what's next. What are the impacts of online learning nowadays? This is Lanjutan Banot, and I am here to share the impact of online learning on the increased quality of educations for learner. Well, first of all, we should know how this full online learning happened before we know its impact. This happened in early 2020 when scientists found a new virus called COVID-19 or the coronavirus. It was all okay at first, but slowly, cases started to rise and the whole world was in a state called pandemic. Then we started to do our full activities online. Second, we should know that there are two types of schooling, formal school and informal school, such as homeschool and many more. I am absolutely certain we all know the meaning of formal school. It is when a student goes to a physical school where they can meet other students and learn together. However, homeschooling is somewhat different. Homeschooling is when a student stays at home and learns with their siblings, or in most cases, with their parents or tutors. And well, due to this pandemic, we have no choice but to stay at home and learn. Now, let's move on to the advantages and the disadvantages of the online school. Let's start with the advantage. The first advantage is, of course, the flexibility. Since we are all doing this learning all with our phones, we can do it wherever we want or anywhere we want. Example, we can do it in our rooms where it's comfortable, or we can do it outside where we can see the nature around us. The second advantage is that online schooling is somewhat more affordable. Usually, we have to use transportation to go to school, example, by car. You will have to buy gasoline in order to keep the car going. Maybe you have to use a flashcard if your destination is pretty far away. Lastly, we can learn new skills and hobbies. Since this online school can be a little bit boring, we can always search online for new skills. It can be playing music such as guitar, violin, piano, or skills in daily life such as sewing, knitting. Some even manage to open an online shop. However, if there are advantages, there are disadvantages as well. The first one is a disadvantage we all know and are familiar of, technology issues. It may be fun to be wherever you want or study wherever you want. Yet, sometimes there are some places where the connection is not really that strong. The second disadvantage is that students feel lonely and bored, especially the younger ones from the age of maybe 6 to 10 years old. The third and final one is teachers' training. Since there are many applications for us to do our lessons, example, Zoom, Google Classroom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and so on. In order to use those applications, you have to know how to use it. Well, for the students, it's really easy to use it since the students are in a generation where technology is no big deal. However, for the teachers, some of them may not know how to use these applications since it's a new thing for them. So sometimes it gets a little confusing, not only for the teachers, but the students as well. In these situations, I've learned a lot not only in my academics, but also in improving my skills. But I'm not the only one experiencing this. I'm certainly sure that other students may do as well. But sometimes I get a little distracted when doing this online school, especially with social media and other applications. To summarize everything you've heard so far, I think that the impact of this online learning can be both good and bad. Online learning can be a very fun experience if you know how to use it and do it properly. Online learning isn't at all hard to do since everything is in your hands. So you should know how to use it properly in order to have a better impact. Remember, you can ensure its quality if you use it properly. Thank you for your time and attention.